Wow!
I think it's important to have a hobby, if not for anything, to just escape the stresses of work. I started YouTube to escape teaching, and now I've started doing photography to escape YouTube. I had a really great time in Chinatown in Yokohama the other night, just snapping away, learning how to use the camera, as most of the photos I take on Instagram are just done on my phone. I think at the back of my mind, in the same way I hoped YouTube would become more than just a hobby in years to come, I kind of hope photography might lead to something in a couple of years as well. I always lecture everyone that if you're not doing what you want to be doing now, then you should already kind of be on the pathway towards it. And there's no better time to do that than in the pockets of free time you have in between work. That's when you should start your hobby, and hopefully over time, months and years, it might actually turn into something. Anyway, you didn't come here for a lecture, guys. It's good to see you. Welcome back to the Patreon vlog. I sit here today before a rainy Tokyo. It's quite nice in Tokyo when it's raining, because you can just sort of sit, look out the window and watch the world go by. Lots to catch up on today though, guys. A few weeks ago I did say we were going to have a Q&A with Ryotaro, and that is going to be at the end of the video, so thanks to everyone who sent in their questions. If your question didn't get answered, I'm sure we'll be seeing Ryotaro again very soon. You might recall the other week I had a very bizarre situation involving a guy who stole one of my videos and put it into Spanish and reenacted it in a really crappy kind of way. It was bizarre, it was creepy, and above all, it's pretty funny, to be honest. Easy to remember, easy to draw.
Fácil de recordar, fácil de escribir.
And I made a video on here asking you guys what I should do about it. There were two ways I could go about it really. Go out and make a full-blown video on the channel, or just let it go. And I decided in the end, taking your advice, and it turns out you guys are a fairly merciful bunch, that I should just let it go. And I agree with that. We'll let it go this time, because I feel like he got a lot of people having a go at him on Twitter and in the comments of the video, and I felt like that was enough as it was. I don't want to make a video and then see loads of people go and be mean and send waves of hate. I don't want to do that. I don't want to incite anything like that. But I might bring it up one day in the future, not saying his name or who he is or anything, but just because it's a funny situation. Not every day somebody reenacts your videos in Spanish, so yeah, I might use it one day. But anyway, I'll let it go for now. So last week we had the event in Tokyo with Natsuki, Ryotaro, Charla, Joey the Anime Man, and about 100 viewers that turned up. It was really good actually. I didn't know what to expect. It started fairly bizarrely with Natsuki doing some impromptu greeting that wasn't part of the plan. He just sort of turned up and started talking.
You know me? Oh, thank you. My name is Chris Board.
And then he ran off to the toilet in front of the room of 100 people. That was quite an interesting opening to the event.
But I need a toilet.
That was quick. Thanks, Natsuki.
We also screened a video at the event, which I made specially for it, talking about my top 10 highlights of Journey Across Japan so far. I'll put a link to it on the post on Patreon, and I'll be making a much bigger, better one for the Abroad Japan channel when Journey Across Japan is actually finished. But yeah, the event went well, and I think my personal highlight of it all was just talking to everyone. I think I spoke to at least 60 to 70 people at the event. They formed a big queue, and I spoke to everyone over a 90-minute period, one by one, taking photos, learning about their story, why they were there, what they thought of the channel. It really does help put it into context, right? The whole brilliance of doing YouTube, when you've actually got your viewers in the room and you can talk to them and connect with them one-on-one. Until now, I've actually avoided doing meetups with viewers at events like that, because number one, it is quite intimidating. You don't know who you're going to talk to. Fortunately, out of the 60 people I spoke to, there was only one or two really kind of weird, awkward conversations that weren't that good, but everyone else was brilliant. It really gave me a sense of confidence that I could do more meetups going forward. So I know Tokyo Creative are keen, and I'm pretty keen, so there will be more events coming up, and I will let you know on Patreon. So if any of you guys are coming to Japan or are in Japan already, then hopefully you can make it next time as well. The main reason I'd held off doing meetup events is you just don't know what to expect, and I've had some bad experiences in the past. I think I've done it 3 or 4 times in some way, shape or form. The first time I did it, a few vloggers made an event in Roppongi at some sports bar. I think at this point I was about 2 years into doing YouTube, and I probably had about 50 or 60,000 subscribers. But I went to the event, I walked through the door, and all of a sudden there was about 100 people, and they all kind of swarmed me. Many people bought me a drink. That's always good. That's always a bonus. But for the most part, it was fairly unpleasant because I just couldn't move. You know, couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't really talk to anyone that I wanted to talk to, and it became just this kind of free-for-all with no escape. So I didn't really enjoy that. So that was the first time and I did it. And the second time I did it, we had an Audigo event where Audigo were doing some sort of event to celebrate the travel videos we made. That was about 2 or 3 years ago now. But anyway, we had about 80 people come to the event. It was really fun. There was like a little panel discussion with me and Rachel and Jun. But then again, afterwards, I sort of stood there and wanted to talk to people. And what happened was there was like a ring of like 50 or 60 people surrounding me. It was like fucking Gladiator or something. I felt like I had to battle it out in this like circle of people. And I didn't know what to do. It was fun again, but it was just a bit intimidating. It was a little bit chaotic and I didn't know how to react or what to do. So I guess it was those two unregulated, crazy events that kind of put me off doing meetups. But I think with the right organisation and planning, it can work and it can be a lot of fun. If we do it again like we did with Toko Creative the other day, then it can really work and I'm all for it. And I definitely want to push them to do it. So expect more meetups later this year and expect me to tell you guys about it in advance so as many of you can make it as possible. If you live in Europe or America, it's definitely worth the $2,000 to come and say hello for 2 or 3 hours. Absolutely, no doubt about it. This week we've had a fair few videos. We had a video with Ryotaro and I going to catch some tuna in Aomori. We actually filmed it about 4 or 5 days before I left for Journey Across Japan. Hence why I looked a little bit chubbier and why I had no facial hair. I think my favourite thing about the trip though was the artwork, the fan art afterwards of Ryotaro as Popeye, which is something we've all wanted to see, and a parody of The Greatest Catch. We also had a really great podcast out this week where Pete and I talked about a brand new service that's been launched in Japan where you can pay $1,400 to hire a company to go and ask your crush out on a date. It's a little bit sad that things have come to this, where you can actually hire a company to ask out your crush, but given how shy people can be in Japan, I'm actually not that surprised about it, to be honest. I've heard of things like this before, but it could be quite fun to make a video about it. I might try and do it myself. I could think of better ways of spending $1,400 to ask out somebody, and I don't think I have a crush either that I could do it with, but I'd like to make a video about it. Maybe we can arrange to work with the company and do something, because it would be quite fun. But do check out the podcast, it's a good one. And as for this week, we've got 2 more episodes from Journey Across Japan coming out. The first one in Matsuyama City, where I befriended a Japanese woman who showed me around for the day. That was kind of fun. And the second one is in Hiroshima with my good friend Ellen, who's actually just a friend, real life normal person, and she joined me as we explored Hiroshima. So 2 great videos to look forward to. But for now, here's the little Q&A with Ryotaro. Do send in some more questions to me to answer in the next Patreon vlog. And above all, no matter where you might be out there in the big wide world, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you in the week. Have a good one. Right, Ryotaro, here are the questions.
Yes.
Other than ramen noodles in mountains, what else makes you feel luxury?
What kind of question is that?
Well, you're the man who created the quote, "I feel very luxury."
And you make a t-shirt of it.
And we've made a t-shirt with it without telling you and sold it for great profits.
Where's my part?
Ask Toko Creative. God damn it, what makes you feel luxury?
Ah, great. Being in Spain, actually.
Being in Spain,
Yeah.
good. What does your tattoo look like?
Dolphins.
Is it a dolphin?
Yeah.
Alright. What country have you not been to but you want to visit?
Africa.
Africa's
Well,
not
it's
a
an
country.
area, it's not a country, I know, but it's Africa. South Africa, actually, I want to go to.
Why?
I got some friends there, and I want to go to the national parks and get on a giraffe and...
Get on a giraffe. What's the 5-step program to being cool like Ryotaro?
Live in the States,
Live in the UK,
live in Germany,
live in Germany.
and live in Australia.
Yeah, one more.
And love visiting in Spain.
So you are the amalgamation of 5 cultures into one man.
Oh yeah, why not?
There you go.
Yeah.
Has Risotto ever eaten risotto?
You know what? I did in Italy, actually. I did in Italy about a month ago,
Right.
but I somehow forgot to take photo, like a video about it.
That would have been the ultimate Instagram.
Exactly, and then people were asking about it. I actually uploaded a photo on Instagram, but I'm in Italy. I was like, people asked me to take a upload a photo of like me eating risotto. On the way,
Wasted opportunity.
on the way back to Japan on the plane, I was like, shit. Well, regret.
What's your favourite thing about Chris?
The animal.
The angle. the angle.
Yeah.
The way I take my photos in one angle. Have you seen the giant salamander in Japan? What's your favourite zoo?
Say that again.
Has Ryotaro seen the giant salamander in Japan? What is his favourite zoo?
I haven't seen it before.
You ever seen the giant salamander?
No.
What's your favourite zoo?
What is my favorite zoo?
What's your favourite zoo?
The one in Singapore.
Not in Japan, is it? It's not in Japan.
Wow!